If we have some relationship with the devotee of the Lord, then the Lord is not very far. Beautiful. This Srimad-BHagavatam saying, they're saying, "Oh my Lord, if I stay with my mother, father, children, etc., it does not matter, but be merciful to me to the extent that I can take the association of your dear devotees and develop a relationship with them, and that I don't have any attachment for this material world." This is the attachment to this material world is the cause of our downfall. Where will we go if we are not in this material world? We have to stay in this material world. But Maharaj is said, Rishi, the one who is showing externally that they are renounced, but they are smoking. They are drinking tea. If you go to Vrindavan, you will see during Kartik, you will see a whole line. They all renounce Maharaj. 6 o'clock, they are lined up for tea. What is this line? Maharaj asked. They were drinking tea. Tea time. If we perform bhakti, we can naturally feel detachment from this material world. Who was Vritrasura in his previous life? He was Citraketu Maharaja. Citraketu Maharaja. How did he take birth as a demon? Devi Parvati cursed him. How? Citraketu Maharaja. He was a great king. He had many wives. Great queens. And he was availed to many types of enjoyments. But he did not have any children. He was very morose. Which Rishi? Kya Rishi? One Rishi. He gave him some sweet rice to offer to his favorite queen. That queen Citraketu, the name of the wife, and gave birth to a child. The wife who has the king's favorite wife was the one who gave birth to the child. The other queens became very jealous and envious. And this is like a thorn. Basu. And this pastime, we're just speaking very briefly. So the wives were trying to kill the child. They made a plan. They put some poison in the milk and killed the child. In the morning, did not wake up. he slept for unlimited time. The Rishi who gave the sweet rice was the Angera Rishi. The child did not wake up. The queen began to cry, and the king, having received this news, Citraketu Maharaj himself, seeing such pathetic condition of Citraketu Maharaj, his lamentation, even the demigods were amazed. Thereafter, Ambarisha and Narad Rishi instructed him, who is whose child? Why are you crying? And he explained many philosophical conclusions of scripture. In the end, and put his hand on the chest of the child and brought the child back to life. The child explained his history. What had happened, that my stepmothers, the co-wives, poisoned me and killed me. And he left everything and started to worship the Lord. He took a mantra from Sankarshan and renounced everything. And he traveled everywhere. He perfected the chanting of the mantra. And he climbed to a very high mountain and sat with Shivji and Parvati and listened to hari-katha. Shivji and Citraketu Maharaj were god brothers. They both had the same spiritual master, Sankarshan. Because they were god brothers, they were joking with each other. Citraketu Maharaj said to Lord Shiva, you are reciting Bhagavad with your wife on your lap. This is not the proper etiquette. In this joking manner, Parvati could not tolerate this criticism of her husband, and because he was Uttam Bhagavad, Parvati cursed Citraketu Maharaj. Citraketu Maharaj was no less. If he wanted, he could counteract the curse. But being humble, like a devotee should be, he accepted the curse. Lord Shiva, what did he do? He spoke to Parvati and reprimanded her and said, "This is my god brother, and you have cursed him to become a demon." At this point, this tradition of sati started from this point. Citraketu Maharaj, he accepted this curse and appeared as Vritrasura. In the Srimad-BHagavatam, it's been spoken of. Many pastimes and many questions arise. Parikshit Maharaj, O Gurudev, O Brahman, you say that the Lord is equal to all. I am equal to all living entities. Nobody's my enemy and nobody's my friend, as is said in Bhagavad-Gita. But when you speak in your pastimes, that you have some favorite, like the demigods, and taking the side of the demigods, you are neglecting the demons. Why? I do not understand. Citraketu Maharaja said, "Oh Maharaj Parikshit, listen. The demigods are surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Like Maharaj said very nicely, the living entities should be surrendered. Shri Nanda Kumar, Bihari Lal Ki Jai. When we are surrendered, or if we are not surrendered, there's 6 types of Sharanagati. We should accept those things which are favorable, reject those things that are unfavorable, and have firm faith that Krishna is our maintainer and our protector. Maintainer and protector. Atmanikshep. I will offer myself completely to the Lord and stay always humble. Trinadi. Karorava Suhaishnana Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sadahari. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this instruction, how we should practice. What is the nature of the demons? I am great, I am great, I am the doer. This Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, this shloka, is in the Srimad-BHagavatam, seems similar. Only 1 or 2 words here. In this material world, there are 2 types of living entities. One who is divine and the other is demoniac. The devas, the demigods, are of the mood of goodness, and they are surrendered. And the demoniac they are not surrendered. Those who are devotees of Vishnu are known as demigods. You know this shloka? Deva, I think. Don't worry, it's okay. They believe these demons, they don't believe it. Nor do they come to take shelter of the demigod, to the Lord. For this reason, Citraketu Maharaja spoke to Parikshit Maharaj and Prahlad Charita, he explained. Srimad-BHagavatam. This katha of Prahlad Maharaj is one very important pillar of the Srimad-BHagavatam. Jai and Vijay, the gods on the door of Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay, they appeared as Hiranaksha and Hiranyakashipu, Kumbhakarna, and third, Shishupala and Dantavakra. And this pastime was recited by Citraketu Goswami in the third canto. He explained Citraketu Goswami this pastime and Hiranyakshas killing Varadeva appeared, and Hiranyakashipu, Nrsingadev appeared. In the 7th chapter, so 7th canto, Prahlad's pastimes are wonderful. We have to come and reach Krishna's birth pastime. It's not going too far into this pastime. Srimad-BHagavatam. Ananta. Hari-katha ananta. Ananta. Katha ananta, hari-katha ananta. Hari-katha is eternal and the Lord is eternal. There's no end to hari-katha. It is endless. God is endless. God is endless. What teachings are we getting from Prahlad Maharaj's pastime? How we ascend, how we can be surrendered to the Lord. If the Lord wants to protect us, nobody can kill us. If the Lord wants to kill us, nobody can protect us. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to repeat this kind. If the Lord wants to protect someone, nobody can kill them. And if the Lord wants to kill somebody, nobody protect them. In the battle of Kurukshetra, Jayadratha, to save Jayadratha, all the Kauravas gathered together and performed a chakravyu. But still, Jayadratha could not be saved. This pastime. If the Lord wants to protect you, who can kill you? Pastimes. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad in so many different ways, but nothing. And again he entered the child into school. And what did you learn in the school of your guru? Asuryavarya dehinam sadasam How is this? This material well is like a deep dark well, waterless well. Griyantakupam. This dark well, deep dark well. We are in this dark well. Srimad-BHagavatam, Canto 11. Srimad-BHagavatam, 7th Canto, Chapter 5, Verse 5. Well, there's no water in this well. How will you quench your thirst? And in that well there is snakes, scorpions, who bite night and day. They are troubling us. One is able to renounce this dark one and enter the forest and take shelter of the lotus feet of the sadhus and perform bhajana. And we take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the first teaching. Come to get some water. And so much glittering in this material world. And it's announcing in this funfair situation, go into this tent, pay 1 rupee, not 1 anna, 6 paces. One person. It's everybody's sitting lined up outside. Yeah. Everybody's thinking who will go inside. Sorry, one person, very big, fat. Bought a ticket. Was 6 paces. And very total darkness. And going underground. 20 feet under, like a dungeon, dark. You could not see anything. As we went further down and down, there was another fat person sitting there. It was big moustache. He was twirling his moustache. And asked that person, your man upstairs was saying, go inside and see how beautiful this wonderful scene. What is this wonderful? Come closer, I'll show you this wonderful. He took his ears and twisted his ears and made them red and gave him 1 slap, 2 slaps, and kicked him out and showed him the exit, and don't tell anyone. And the exit, and everyone outside was waiting to hear what he had seen. When you go inside the cinema, what was that wonderful scene you saw? What did you see? How can I tell that I got my ears twisted? One who's intelligent, he will not say. He twisted my ears and slapped me. And kicked me. Oh, very, 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 very nice scene inside. You must go and have a look. Nobody said what the truth was. This material world is like that. Nobody will tell you how much suffering there is. How will a mother tell her daughter not to marry? Will a mother ever tell her son not to get married? They come to me and ask to marry the child, but I ask them, are you happy yourself? There's a psychological effect. Like, why should others be bereft of the suffering that I went through? Just like I was beaten, they should also be beaten. There's no other reason. Is anybody happy having married? Raise your hand if you've been married. Is there pleasure in this? If you tell a lie, you'll be beaten. Sukha. Mother or ladies, fathers, men or ladies. 20 days in a month you're eating suki roti. Suki roti खाते नहीं No, are you eating dry rotis? Meaning that you are quarreling in the family. What happiness is there? That's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying that sadhu manya. Suki roti ke baad. Dry chapatis your wife gives you, offers you within 20 days in a month. So we have to not separate, but we have to join. We have to join with the Lord. I'm not saying go to Vrindavan. What will you go? What will you do? You will buy a house in Vrindavan. You will not have sadhu sangha. Param Bhojaren. If you have a relationship with Vaishnava and attain their mercy night and day and listen to the sweet pastimes of the Lord and chant, that is real Vrindavan. Make your home into Vrindavan. Make your heart into Vrindavan. Don't make your heart into a cemetery. Dead bodies. What have you kept in the fridge? If you kept eggs in your fridge, meat, this is dead bodies. What is that place? Some sound, this cemetery place. Mahaprabhu has said, this is the message of the Bhagavatam. Raghunath Das Goswami, Prakash Stotra number 1, Stava Sankalpa. Many devotees stay in their home and perform bhajan. And there's no eggs in their house. No. The house is pure. First we make our heart into Vrindavan. Somebody living in Vrindavan is worried about their house. But somebody living in their house is worried about Vrindavan. That person who stays in their household and remembers Vrindavan is actually in Vrindavan. This is the message given in the scriptures. Oh my friends, Prahlad is saying, listen. This is 9 types of bhakti. Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, Atma Nivedanam. Srimad-BHagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, verse 23 to 24. Oh my friends, Prahlad is saying, listen, Sada Sarvada, always serve Sri Guru. The best way to serve. Is it up there? Is it up on the board? Guru Shushasha. Labhan is saying one should surrender to a bona fide Guru and listen to hari-katha and attain the lotus feet of the Lord. There's 2 types of Guru Seva. Vapu-seva and vani-seva. Vapu-seva is serving the body of the Lord, of Sri Guru, and vani-seva is serving the preaching mission of the Lord. Washing the clothes of Sri Guru, cooking for Sri Guru. But the best is to listening to the words of Sri Guru and his moods and preaching that. That's why Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad-BHagavatam, 7th canto, 7th verse 30 to 31. Nrsimhadev said to Prahlad, ask for a benediction. It's not in that one. No, the disciples say. This is talking about this example of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. One family purchased one jackfruit. What will we do with such a big jackfruit? There's only three of us, a husband, wife, and one child. Hari. The child's name was Hari. The wife said, what will we do with such a large jackfruit? The best fruit of Bengal. Jackfruit. 10 kilos, 8 to 10 kilos. The wife said, we can feed the Vaishnavas in the nearby temple. Then we can perform Vaishnava-seva, Thakur-seva. But the husband said, you are Vaishnava, I am Vaishnava, and our son Hari is Vaishnava. There's three Vaishnavas here. What is the need to feed others? You are Vaishnava, I am Vaishnava, and our son Vaishnava. These three. Then we will be delivered by taking this prasad offered to Sri Hari, our son. One who is very generous is not keeping anything for themselves. Who is most generous? Like Mahaprabhu. Such a wonderful mood. Oh, Nrsimhadev, just be merciful to me, that your pastimes I can preach. One is pracharak, patarak. What is patarak? Cheater. You should be a pracharak, preacher, not cheater. Try and understand the mood of Sri Guru, his words and his heart, and preach this all over. This is known as Guru Seva. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gave this inspiration to others. Go and preach this message. What is the meaning of this Bhagavat-saptaha? What is the reason of collecting all these people? Only reason. We can glorify and preach the message of our Guru Padma. The conceptions of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We want to share with others. Our purpose and our point is to spread the message of our previous acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jiva Goswami, Rup Sanatan. The message will be spread all over the world. Hari-katha. If one person can take this message, then our preaching will be success. If one person were to take to this and take the conceptions of the Gaudiya Vaishnava. One kirtan. We will perform the pastime and recite Krishna-lila. Krishna-lila. Hoga. मोरा नाम मेरा सिर घूम रहा I cannot keep up with Bhojan, sorry. What? Everybody will have to take prasad. If you don't take prasad, you will not be able to digest. You'll have stomach problems. Everybody must take prasad. And after 9 o'clock, so you'll have to sit here. If you go, you'll be upset. Your stomach will be upset tomorrow. This Bansi Vari, the Lord is sitting. Lal ki jai. If you don't take the prasad from Advaita Acharya's house, the Brahmin left. What was the consequences of there? They had diarrhea. Not only pain, but they had diarrhea. You'll have to take prasad. Everybody must take prasad. Nobody must go with... That prasad will be about 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock. You'll have to listen to hari-katha for 1 more hour. Aage. Come forward. Everybody move forward. So more people. Oh dear. We'll perform kirtan. Ambarisha Maharaj also. And the 9th canto. Ambarisha Maharaj was the king of this world. What beautiful pastime. Ambarisha Maharaj was engaging all his senses in the service of the Lord. Okay. He is in the category of Shuddha Bhakta. Shuddha Bhakta. Is your name in the list of Shuddha Bhaktas? Gyani Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj, Shuddha Bhakta Ambarisha Maharaj. Your name is in there? No. Ambarisha Maharaj's name is there. Why? He performed bhajan, pure devotional service. How wonderful. Sarve Mana Krishna. He engaged all his senses in the service of the Lord. Srimad-BHagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 4, verse 18 to 20. Beautiful verse. Ambarisha Maharaj, he always engaged his mind at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And his words in describing the glories of the Lord. Why has the Lord given us the tongue? Ambarisha Maharaj engaged his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple. And his ears hearing the words spoken by Sri Krishna. Everybody clap. The 11 senses. He engaged in the service of the Lord. Ambarisha Maharaj, all his senses. And he also performed Ekadashi. This pastime with Ambarisha Maharaj Durvasa. Why? To show the glories of Ekadashi, and also, more importantly, how to break one's fast. Try to understand. We perform Ekadashi Vrat. But the day after, we have to break our fast on time. If we do not, then we cannot get the fruit of performing our Ekadashi. And the speciality, the pastimes of Durvasa and Rishi and Ambarisha Maharaj. This Ekadashi and Trayodasi Vrat. There was a very small period of time in which the fast had to break fast. This Durvasa, great yogi, great learned sadhu. He was not ordinary. Durvasa came to Ambarisha Maharaj, and at the time of Parayan, Durvasa said, I will just go and bathe and can return. First, when the sadhus come, offer them something to eat. If you eat without considering the needs of the sadhu, then this is an offense. So Ambarisha Maharaj, he was considering the welfare of the sadhu. This is a speciality of our culture. You will not find in any other. Whether the Guru not performed any bhajan or not. If we think just of ourselves, first we try and consider the needs of the sadhu. If we go to the Mayavadi temple, we've seen they serving all the sadhus, and then they eat themselves, and it is written in scriptures. Ambarisha Maharaj, he thought of the welfare of his sadhu. How can I take anything if I cannot feed my guest first? And how can I maintain my vow of Ekadashi. So he thought, if I take some Chanamrit, then I can. It's not considered as taking grains, but at the same time, I can break my fast with the Chanamrit offered, the water, foot bathing water of the Lord. If one is fast without water, by performing the next day, worshipping the Lord and washing his feet, or Shaligram Shila, and taking that water, one can break one's fast. Ambarisha Maharaj, he took one drop of water, Chanamrit, offered to the Lord, and Durvasa could see this, and then he chastised Ambarisha Maharaj, but Ambarisha Maharaj did not say anything, he did not retaliate. Durvasa Rishi continued to chastise Ambarisha Maharaj. He has red eyes. What did Durvasa Rishi do? He manifests one demon called Kritva and sent it to attack Ambarisha Maharaj. Even then, Ambarisha Maharaj did not pray to the Lord to save him. The one who is surrendered to the Lord, the chakra, Vishnu's chakra, killed the Kritva demon, and then moved towards Durvasa Rishi. Gurudev used to say he could have killed Durvasa in 1 second, but this is a teaching for us. Durvasa ran to Brahma and then to Shiva and then go to Vishnu. Vishnu said, I cannot save you. Go back to Ambarisha Maharaj. The Lord said,